Okay, it looks like we are live, which is great because no seance is required. One of my favorite spiritualist jokes. Well, anyway, um, I have my malachite bracelet on. I'm prepared. No. Um, okay, I am the Ocean Swagger, and this is nearly October already. Where did that time go? Oh, geez. Oop, where'd the camera go? There you go. Where'd the camera go? Camera's going off and doing its own thing. But anyway, this is the Ocean's Deep Woo, and I am your white hot shaman. That's right. We discussed that last time. I'm one of your white hat shamans. That seems to be something that we're kind of working on. If you um, haven't decided yet whether you're going to join the white hat revolution. We decided we're white hats as much as anybody because of what white hat means. So um, it comes from the joke from when David Wilcock said that the white hats were in control of the weather machines because it was raining like crazy in California for the first time in years. That was a little while ago. That was some years ago. And he says the white hats are in control of the weather machines, must be in control of the weather machines. It's like, well, wait a minute. That's me. I sent weather there. I sent rain there. And actually we were on another guy's. I was watching another guy's show when he was working on, I think it was Leak Project, was trying to send rain there. So I decided to join in. So of course it rained. So, but then he got all the credit. But well, I'm sure that it helps. But really, I can just do that. I can just send rain. So, oh, there you go, Michelle Canham Free. And there is Lady Spellbreaker. Hello, Lady Spellbreaker. Um, I am waiting. Oh, yeah, well, it's been that way. Let me try again. Now that we're in here, I've been having some problems with I've been having some problems with that. Okay, hang on. It's giving you an error. And so try this link then. Thank you, Lady Spellbreaker, for coming. And that's who is going to be giving us the 13th sign astrology for October. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm. And don't forget, we have a full moon coming up, a full super moon, I believe it is. And we're going to be doing free, absolutely free card readings. And if you want your cards read, you're going to have to come early. It'll be the Monday closest to the full moon, which I forget what the date is, but it'll be the Monday closest to the full moon. So anyway, this is your white hat shaman. And we're about to have Lady Spellbreaker in here telling us what it's all about in October. For those of you that are just coming in. Oh, full moon is today already in Pisces. Oh my gosh. Time is just going so fast. We're finally, Mercury's finally moving out of shadow. Pluto's about to go direct. Holy moly. Yeah, we have a lot to, oh, it's today. Okay. Okay, then that means Monday. This coming Monday is the card readings. So we're doing this on at a great time. We're doing this at really a great time. Wait, trying to get you on here. Add to the stream. There, are you in?
Hi.
Yes,
so.
okay, you are.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
It's not crackly this time?
yeah, it is.
Oh,
But
man.
it is for me, but it's not for them, probably. It never is for them. So I'm just kind of, this is not a usual time that I'm on, so I'm just kind of waiting to see if we're going to have people who
Oh,
it's going to
gosh.
catch them unaware. It's going to catch them in their unaware. Some of them
Gotcha.
are going to be in their unaware. But yeah, this is going to be way early for them. But that's okay. The information will still be there.
Yeah, it will.
And I don't know, it'll kind of give me a chance to see just how well YouTube is doing it, putting my information out there, because I have a feeling not very well.
No, they just did updates again, too. When they do updates, sometimes notifications will get shut off. And people
Mhm.
will have to unsubscribe and resubscribe just to make sure it's working.
Hey, Scotty.
How are you?
Scotty boy's in. Okay.
Hello, Scotty.
He's
Hello, Jeff.
managed to find us.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see how many people find me. I'm on at a strange time for me, so we'll see how many people find. In the meantime, I know what I'll do. I'll just run the intro. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay,
I'll be
go
right back
and
too.
get your popcorn.
I don't hear your intro.
Okay, so you didn't hear my intro?
No, I didn't hear it.
Oh, that isn't good. Did you hear it, Scotty? Well,
Normally, I can hear it playing. You know, there's really a lot going on with electronics, and I think it's really, really good to just go with the flow. Take a deep breath.
yeah, I think so. I think I doggone well have to. Because if I don't do that, then I just want to strangle somebody.
Yeah, that's exactly what Raw Star was just talking about. I was listening to her update again, and she said with Mars conjunct the South Node, there could be emotional explosions. So
Mm.
yes, we have
I
to
don't
breathe.
really want to strangle anybody.
No, me either.
Yeah, I just I have seen people get that. No, I'm very calm about it now. I have I am doing my job. I'm putting the info out there. It's in the hands of the universe. I'm doing my job th- as well as I can. I may not be doing it that great, but hey. And the rest is up to the universe.
You're doing fantastic.
Let's refrain from choking people out tonight. Okay, but only for tonight, and only because you requested it, Scotty. Because we're such good friends. We will refrain from all of that. Yeah, let's give it a try for Friday night. I mean,
On this Friday full moon, you know,
on this harvest moon.
our next new moon is actually an eclipse, even on Saturday the 14th. And you know what that means? That means Friday the 13th is in October.
Whoa, there's some people that are really going to jump on that.
Woohoo!
Friday the 13th near Halloween. Woo!
It's a new moon eclipse, too, a ring of fire
Woo!
eclipse.
And it's a new moon eclipse.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
Oh
Scotty, you're in
boy.
Pisces.
Wow. Wow, it's a new moon eclipse. Oh my goodness. Ethel, save me. Get my armor out. Get my zombie armor out. Get out the Kevlar. And get out my AK 45. No, I don't know. No, AK AR 14. How about that? Yeah, an AR 14 ought to be done. No, I'm kidding. I ain't
Oh, you
kidding.
got an AR-15, huh?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Somewhere in the back room.
No, it's only at 14. You couldn't afford a 15. But yeah, I got it. I got it hanging out. I got that in the Kevlar Batwoman suit hanging out in the back. So I'm ready. I'm really ready. And actually, I have a song like that. I don't break for zombies. I gotta get that recorded pretty soon. I hope I can get it recorded in time for Halloween. I don't break for zombies. Um, I got tank treads on my monster truck, and any undead guys are out of luck. I don't break for zombies. Anyway, okay. Yeah, let's see. 14 is a great gun. Oh, good. Great guns. They said yesterday that the moon did not look full last night. Well,
It
we'll,
really
we'll
wasn't
have
at
to feed it some more.
it wasn't at its peak until 2 o'clock this afternoon, Central Time.
No peeking. Okay, so it
Well,
wasn't its peak.
no, actually at 4:57 Central Standard Time was the peak. It's at 14 degrees Pisces. So just
Look,
4 hours ago.
looked a little hungry, and somebody didn't feed the moon enough, so we'll
Yeah.
have to feed the moon some more. And then the moon will be full. So I don't know. I have some nice dessert. I think I got some pumpkin roll in there somewhere.
Oh, good.
That ought to do it.
That is
Um,
good.
yeah, I went out shopping today. I could not resist. I'm not supposed to be eating that kind of thing, but I was a bad little kid and got myself some pumpkin roll.
Well, 'tis the season for everything pumpkin, so you might as well have some.
Yeah, it's pumpkin time. Now, remember, we're right on the verge of when I'm going to start showing off my Halloween hats.
Wonderful.
Okay. So tonight it will look full. I hope so. I hope the poor thing is looking full and happy.
Yes, it will. It should.
So, but yeah, I'm sure the full moon is going to be nice tonight. And it was a beautiful day in Ohio. It was a beautiful sunny day, which we're really grateful for those in Ohio because that doesn't always happen.
What, clear skies?
Yeah, nice clear
Yeah,
skies with a lot of, well, the clouds were nice and fluffy.
it's real
Clouds were nice
overcast.
and pretty and fluffy, and I didn't see anything too weird. And I was just saying that on the way home. I was saying, well, I haven't seen anything strange up in the skies the whole time. And just as I said that, I looked up and I didn't get a picture of it, but there was a cloud that looked like Master Yoda. So
Wow.
that was in the shape of Yoda. And I'm like, okay. So, nature does have a sense of humor.
That's your sign.
And frequently does do that to shamans.
Yes,
It does it to me.
absolutely.
You know what? It's another funny thing too. Is I got to tell you, Heather, I went to another one of those pick a pile readings. There's one I go to just for fun called Nordic Lights. She's pretty good, and I got I picked I picked my pile, and she was just right on the money. I mean, she was talking about it was the thing was about your superpower ready to be unlocked, and uh, the first card was a fairy, and she was under a rainbow making it rain,
Oh,
and and the whole thing. She had the whole thing on me. She had the whole scoop on me.
that's
She
good.
said, "You're some kind of nature. You're real close to nature. You're some kind of nature spirit type or something, and shaman or something." And yeah, and it just went on and on about. And I'm like, "Well, you got that one dead to rights." And it was just talking about some of the other stuff too. And I'm like, "Geez, how did you?" She got it right on.
That's
So,
good.
anyway, I was tripping on that, but she's done that before. She's also the one that was telling me that was doing my reading and saying you're almost like some kind of interstellar secret spy type person. What are you doing? You're you're asleep, but you're very active. What in the heck does that mean? Unless somehow you're astral projecting while you sleep and you're very active astral projecting. She goes, "Who the heck are you?"
You don't want to know.
I'm like, "Well, yeah." So she's got like gotten me every single time. So it's really kind of freaky. And that means because she has a big audience, that means there's a lot more of us because it's a big pile reading. So
Yeah,
yeah, not even a personal reading, you know?
yeah,
So so there's a lot more of us out there than we know of. And that's kind of comforting because I'm not the only one. We're not doing this alone, folks.
yeah.
And with that, I'm looking at my sister, Lady Spellbreaker, who is also not alone.
Nope,
She's
never.
not alone.
No, we are not alone.
You
You know,
know, once you get in touch with the spirit world, you're never alone again.
no, you're absolutely not. That's the thing of it. Like, I actually am feeling really, really so much more confident and comfortable, even when I'm what we perceive as being alone. Um,
Mhm.
because it's I don't know, it's a very comfortable place. Like I've been going to work. I started a job. September 11th was my orientation. So here's our emergency. Heather got a job, and so I've been getting out of the house and going to work and having a routine and structure every day. I haven't even hardly been watching YouTube. I've popped into you like once because I just haven't really had time. I'm trying to take care of all kinds of things over here. Um, and it really, I didn't even do a new moon and full moon reading for the month of September. at all.
Oh,
Not how
you know
much.
what? I wondered about that. I thought I just missed it or something.
No, I actually made an announcement that I was going to be gone for over a month, at least a month.
Well, yeah, I saw that. I thought you'd be popping in for that, but that's okay. Well, you know what? We made it through.
Well, I got a job. I
Yeah,
said I'm going to be
woo!
gone and see what happens. And now I've turned in my license papers in August 23rd, 82323. I saw the hearing officer to get my license. It's been 19 years. So it's like if we really just set an intention to do something like that, and set it out there and we get it done. We don't, like, I just did it. I just got my papers filled out, went on to the parole officer, and then I said to the universe, all right, I'm going to need to be able to make some money to pay the reinstatement fee for my driver's license and to get a car and to get high risk insurance, and a door opened for a job opportunity, and I just opened it. I just walked in. So it's like, I don't even think when the universe opens a door and you see an opportunity, do not procrastinate. Do not hesitate. Do not even think about it. We are at a point, and I'm so glad I'm driven by Mars and my Scorpio midheaven and my Aries, because then I'm not going to, I'm all about action. Mars is about action. No more
Mhm.
around talking about stuff anymore. I'm doing.
My Mars is in Scorpio.
That's a good place for Mars, because Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto.
So I'm not sure though if it's the same in 13 sign,
Probably
but
not. I can look for you though.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to this month because it looks like it's finally getting interesting politically again. Because usually politics is just, it's like, um, but now they're impeaching the Biden empire. They're looking into hearings. They're starting to subpoena stuff, and it is so funny the way they're acting. It's funny because none of the Democrats can talk without mentioning without mentioning Trump. It's so funny. They can't say a dang thing, a dang sentence in Biden's impeachment hearing without mentioning Trump.
Hmm.
It's so funny. I just if he lives rent free in all their heads or something. Oh my goodness! But
It
they
must.
and then they're all going, "Oh, there's no evidence." It's like there's no evidence. Well, what about? And then the one senator comes in and goes, "Well, I think bank statements are pretty credible, don't you think?" And he pulls out the bank statements, and it's like, "Oopsie." It's going to be fun. There's going to be fireworks of all kinds. I think there's going to be all kinds of fireworks. It's going to be back and forth. It's going to be crazy as the Wild West, shooting up the place. Everybody going to be shooting up the place, more or less. I hope only figuratively and not literally. But when the facts all come out, I think it's going to be wild. I think people are just going to fall off their seats that haven't been paying attention. And it's going to amaze people. People are just going to be like, when did this all happen? And it's like, well, when you were asleep, you were busy watching sports or something, and the country went to hell behind your back. How did you think it happened? The
Rostar
country.
said it's all going to be coming to the light. Everything. No,
I
no
know.
anything in the dark. It's coming up. All of it. There will be
Well,
no
yeah.
more secrets and no more lies.
It's coming up
So,
like some really
yeah,
bad 5-day old chili. I
Yeah,
tell you.
you got it.
And it's going to hurt
It's gonna hurt a lot of people. You
just
got it right.
about that bad, too.
You got it right.
Maybe worse.
And absolutely, we really gotta be wise, even with the. Dang, that's why it wasn't working. Hold on a second.
Oh,
This is crazy. I can't log into my Astro app for some odd reason, and I just figured out why, because it's the law. I
they
was
got
going
you
to
all
look.
tied up in the astral, huh?
I was going to look where your Mars was, for heaven's sake, and I'm having issues. It's trying to log me in with my email and not my username. So it's really throwing me off.
It's a pain in the astral.
Yeah, it is a pain in the ass. You got it right. You know, she even said there's going to be a lot coming to the surface, erupting. Her word in her video is emotional
And
eruption.
Rostar, oh boy, I bet it. I bet.
Yeah, and you should listen to it later. I sent it
I
to you.
will. I will. I haven't had a chance, but I will listen to it. Yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be crazy. I mean,
Yeah,
just from what I have seen already of how people are acting, it's already crazy.
yeah, because and not only that, she said the storm is going to be one of the keywords at the very beginning of her video, and I said, "There's
Stormy?
already storms. Stormophilia is still pouring rain down. Post-tropical storm
Isn't that
Evan,
interesting,
yeah,
Ophelia?
and it's a Pisces full moon, and New York is flooding right now. And there's atmospheric rivers coming on the west coast too. If you don't follow Pacific Northwest channel, he's talking about a serious temperature drop and water's coming.
Well,
Water,
get me the
water.
link whenever you can, and I'll go in and subscribe to that one.
I will. I just keep an eye on both on the coasts here in America.
Both of the coasts, yeah, I know.
Yeah,
There's
and
going to be things going on with the coasts. Yeah,
yeah, and I'm glad
definitely.
I'm
I
not
see
there.
that.
I'm
But
glad.
they're also going to have stuff going on right down the middle pretty soon too. I got this weird feeling.
Yeah,
Something
I'm
that
glad.
just goes right down the middle of the country. And then I found out that they're moving the Plum Creek Research Center where they study all those infectious diseases and had all those leaks of lethal stuff and um, the Plum Creek monster and all that. They are moving that facility out of Plum Creek, and so I'm sure that the residents of Plum Creek are going to be very happy because, I mean, basically that's where the Lyme disease was coming from. They let a lot of Lyme disease infected ticks out into the wild back in the what was it 60s or 70s or something, and a lot of people got sick um, with Lyme disease because of that. And they had a lot of leaks, and that was one of the facilities that uh, a Nazi was controlling. Boy, I shouldn't have said that because that's bad for the algorithms when you mention that word. But
Yeah,
yeah,
don't say
they
that.
had. Yeah, it was one of those guys from uh, from the World War that they from that war that they had from Operation Paperclip. So yeah, it was so they didn't care what they were doing. They were, there's rumors that they were just kind of live testing stuff without letting people know. But now they're
Mm,
taking that facility and moving it. Can you guess where they're moving it to?
where?
Instead of a nice island where it was all nice and at least there was some little space between them and the mainland, they're putting it right smack in the middle of Kansas.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep, they're putting something that makes somewhere that studies and creates, by the way, vectors for infectious diseases, horribly infectious and deadly diseases right in the middle of the heartland. where our food is grown. If you never heard of anything crazy, well, that's pretty crazy. If I was the people of Kansas, I think I'd be burning that place.
Yeah.
You know, it's like every time they put a stick up, I think I'd be blowing it up.
Yeah.
But anyway, oh gee, that means they can get that stuff into it can go everywhere then. It can be really, really deadly and proliferate like nothing, you know? So
Document.
we'll see how that goes. I don't know that that's going to be a good thing at all. So maybe that area is due to get flooded if the water ever rises, by the way. All of the flatlands, we were talking about that in um, on John's show, is that it looks like somebody is kind of predicting that, and it might be a storm. If the waters ever get to some of these areas, some of these flat areas, I mean, Kansas would be one of the places that it'd go. And the Ohio Valley
Yeah.
would be underwater.
And you keep
Death
still going.
Valley would be underwater
We've
again.
got our full moon. Chiron is in retrograde in Pisces with the full moon in Pisces today, right now, as well as Neptune in retrograde in Pisces. And there's
Wow.
a lot of water going on right now. Venus,
That's why they're talking about the water probably then. I'm going to intend that it not hurt too many people, but you know, that these things are going to happen. And we're going to have
the
a lot
land
of
is
stuff
being
happen.
cleansed. Whether people like it or not, we can pray for people to not get hurt. But like the land is being cleansed, whether people can see it or not, whether they
Hmm.
like it or not, everything is getting cleansed, and
It
fire is
sure is.
for purification. So whether people like it or not, the thing is, like on one of my last readings, I told everybody prepare for hurricanes.
Right. Hey,
These
Dark
hurricanes
Meta.
now are going all the way to Canada. One hurricane and all the overspray went all the way to Greenland, Iceland. Hurricane Nigel, Hurricane it started with a F. Franklin. Franklin sprayed all the way to Spain. Okay, these post-tropical cyclones are going. This has been going on, and so
Dang.
before Hurricane Hillary even existed and showed up on the map, I was telling people to be ready for the hurricanes that might be coming even to California. This was my daughter telling me to tell people to get ready because Hurricane Hillary formed on Kayla's birthday weekend. My daughter, Kayla, August 19th. I even told
Mhm.
my other subscriber, Masso, because his birthday's August 18th. Looks like Hurricane Hillary's forming for your birthday. And that hurricane and the other hurricane that went to the edges of Texas and Mexico, California and Mexico. These are at the borders. Both those hurricanes may landfall straight at the border. I know exactly what's going on at the borders. Trafficking human.
Well, that's what storms are for. They're nature's cleaners.
Yes, bring it on.
They're going to go right for where the negativity is.
You
And a
got,
lot of negativity at the borders right now.
you got it. You listened to that one person too, talking about the immigrant children being taken to concentration camps right here in America. And the
Yeah.
officers, you heard it.
And then horrible things like the little girl who was coming across the border and the border guard stopped her. And as he stopped her and went out to deal with the whole thing, she lifted her top up. And the guy that was the reporter that was with him, later asked, "What the heck was that all about?" This little girl, she was only like maybe 10 or 11 or something. And the guy said, oh, for some reason, she thinks she has to do that when she runs into an authority figure. Somebody taught her to lift her top when she ran into an authority figure. What does that tell you about the people that are telling them to go across and I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
that was one of the most disgusting things I think I'd heard, but I know there's much worse going on down there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's much worse. And whether people want to talk about it or think about it, it doesn't make it not exist. That, like I've been saying over and over, even on my channel, the days of sweeping things under the rug and ignoring the white elephant in the room are over. It's over.
Mhm.
Children and adults were taught not to talk about abuse for long enough.
Mm.
I heard it all in my abuse recovery classes. How many women said, oh, I was abused by my grandfather. I was sexually abused by my uncle. And my mom said, yeah, so was I. And we just don't talk about it. No, that is what keeps you
Right, people just
sick.
never would talk about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's
happened
what
all
keeps
the
you sick.
time. Happened all the time, and not just to women either.
No,
Not
not
just
at
to
all.
not just to girls.
Yep, I know.
So
I had to
basically,
I had to explain that to Kayla, my daughter, because when she started wanting to be a boy, I literally asked her, "Do you want to be a boy so you think no one will hurt you?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, honey, people do bad things to boys too. It's not just being a boy isn't going to make you exempt from ever being abused. People do bad things to
that
boys
is a
too.
horrible reason.
Well, when you're young." And something so atrocious happens to you from your father, I guess that's one of the things that come to mind for
So
somebody
it
to
scared
go,
her into wanting to be a boy so she wouldn't be sexually abused. That's horrendous. Oh my God.
that's the ego protecting, and that's
Yeah.
dissociative identity disorder, taking on another personality to. I actually had that interview with Buck Angel, and I'm really getting to the bottom of trauma behind all the gender dysphoria going on. Trauma. If people would heal their underlying trauma, a lot of things would stop. Honestly, it's gender dysphoria is a mental condition anyway. To be so confused, it's mental.
Yeah, that's not a physical thing.
Yeah,
That's a mental
exactly.
thing.
And
And
changing
emotional.
yourself on the outside isn't going to correct the inside problem.
Well, that's like people who and of course I've dealt all my life with weight issues. Changing yourself on the outside, there are people who have gotten the whatever it is, the laparoscopy or lapra whatever, where they got part of their stomach cut out, most
Yeah,
of their stomach, and a couple or 3 years later, they're gaining weight again.
yep, yes,
Why? Because the the real reason it's happening is not being addressed.
the root cause. You got
The
it.
real root cause is not being addressed. And
It
that's the same way with everything.
absolutely it is. And here's one thing that's going to go hand in hand with that, because a lot of that goes on most of the time when that happens and people have that gastric bypass surgery.
Mhm.
Um, my mom's friend is getting ready to have it done. Actually, she went
Gastric
to a lot of,
bypass, yes.
and so it's like if she's got to get to what's driving her to eat that much. It's an eating disorder.
Hmm. Hey,
So,
Mary Wins.
with that being said, Pluto is getting ready to station back direct. Hello, Mary. In Sagittarius, right? Pluto's in Sagittarius because it dipped back into Sagittarius. Let me see what date.
Which is my sun sign and 12th sign
Pluto, I
astrology.
want to say May. Let me go. No, April 29th. I bet it was April 29th, if my memory serves me
So
correctly.
I
No,
want to
the 4th.
know.
May. It was May. Anyway, 10/10. It's a 10/10. May the 1st. May Day. It was Pluto retrograde. So,
Really?
yes, May 1st. May the 1st. Pluto retrograde. And there was a full moon on 5/5. Back in May, 5/5. Full moon
Hey,
was
Richard.
in Aries. Hello, Richard and Mary. And so Pluto's going to turn back forward, station direct. So this energy is already here on 10/10. Pluto's
Mhm.
making its shift back to go forward back into Capricorn. Capricorn is what? The devil card in the tarot deck. What card represents the devil? Capricorn. Capricorn in the devil card represents addictions and materialism, especially. And so I know that there's going to be endings when it comes to lots of things, and that was already what I've been saying all along. When it comes to materialism, addictions of all sorts, whether we were just talking about eating, emotional eating, and eating addiction, and getting to the root cause at what
Mhm.
is driving us to even social media addiction. We could be addicted to searching for all the answers, searching for connection, searching for all of that stuff, to where we are not trusting our own intuition,
Mhm.
not being able to sit with ourselves, not being able to take care. I have seen an abundance of hours and hours all day, every day in chat rooms all over. I have almost literally walked away from, except for my astrology charts that I shared on Instagram, and then it automatically shares it to my Facebook page. I haven't even been on them lately. They're just I'm walking away from all these things that are time consuming
I've
and
been on very
draining.
choice ones, just
Yeah,
very specific. My friends
yep,
and mostly stuff like that, and just specific ones that I'm not just scrolling through a whole bunch of stuff.
yep. And I've actually let go of the need. I've literally cut the cord with having to share memes and quotes anymore. It's almost like it's just vanishing, because I'm actually working and doing things out in the world. And so getting out of the house, I think, is doing absolute amazing wonders for my mental health. Getting off these devices because my phone stays in my purse when I'm at work, unless I need it to contact a manager or whatever, for whatever reason. If we're trying to reset the password, or I have to actually look something up,
Mhm.
I'm not on
I'm
these social media apps.
I'm showing off my Sasquatch shirt a little bit here.
Oh, I like that. I see it. Undefeated.
So
Undefeated at hide and seek.
undefeated hide and seek champion.
I love that. I can't see the champion part, but yeah, I like it. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I got it. I see it.
So yeah, that's another thing I think will come out, is that there are such things as cryptids. I think that's another thing that's due to come out. Now that they're admitting that there are UAPs, which we used to call UFOs, but now the term UFOs is just for the great unwashed or whatever. And now all the knowledgeable people who are calling them UAPs, um, they're beginning to say, "Oh yeah, that's real." And that means that all of these years that people been called crazy and having their lives disrupted and having having divorces over it and losing their jobs and all of that crap was all a bunch of bullshit too.
Mm-hmm. It's all been
And
a pack of lies.
yeah, it's always back of lies.
It has.
So Pluto will be in Capricorn until 2041. And
2021.
Capricorn is my progressed in my 13 sign chart. Uh, I'm wondering what that's going to mean. What's it mean to me? Am I in trouble?
No. No, well, you're in your Capricorn in your progress chart, and
Yeah.
mine, Capricorn rising. I'm in Capricorn rising.
Oh.
Pluto
Yeah,
represents the
and
world,
Pluto is death and ending and
but
death and
also
rebirth,
new
and
beginnings. Yep, new
it's
beginnings.
the that would be the shaman's death card in the in the sacred path cards. Shaman's death, probably. So, wow, that's going to be something. There are going to be things. Well, I've been saying there's something going to fall in the fall. Something's falling in the fall, and guess what? It's happening. We're going to watch it. So, let's see. You're saying on the 10th, now the dates to watch. You got any dates for us particularly to watch out for?
10 is Pluto direct in Capricorn.
Okay.
Also, there's a new moon ring of fire annular eclipse on 10/14, which is the day after Friday the 13th. If you look for
Okay.
Friday the 13th, October, because our 1010 portal is in Virgo. The sun is in Virgo on 1010, and the sun will not shift into Libra until Mary's birthday, because I've even done Mary's chart, and I think at the time she was born, she's actually in Virgo, because I thought she was.
Wow.
But anyway, Mary's birthday is the day the sun shifts into Libra, so she's technically like a Virgo Libra cusper. And we also have a full moon eclipse in Aries on October 28th. It's a
Mhm.
full partial eclipse. And that this is going to be our 6-month countdown for the most exciting thing I'm looking forward to. April 8th of 2024 is our total solar eclipse across America.
I just realized something. That's my mother's birthday.
Wow, my dad's is the 7th. That's amazing. That's your mom's birthday? Here, hold on. Let me get you a couple links for that.
April 8th. Wow. Well, that'll be interesting. Yep, that's my mom's birthday. Oh, holy cow.
He's trying to get your attention.
I guess.
She got your attention.
I guess she's got it now, for sure.
Yeah. He went ting ting. That's
10,
okay.
10, 10.
Okay, so this is the natural phenomena, October 14th. It's literally going to make an X. So I'm going to drop a couple of these links for what's going on. Because this is our 6-month countdown.
Wow. So, would that put us, are we in the shadow or the orb?
Yeah, and this is really making a. If you look at where the X's are, it's going to make an X. If you go back at the 2 total solar eclipses, the last one from 2017, August 21st of 2017, it makes
Wow.
X like over Carbondale, Illinois, which is about 3 hours south of me, but it's still like I'm right where the X is meeting from the last eclipse in the pathway, right
Mhm.
over where I live. And you know what's right there? The New Madrid fault line. You just said something about the new.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, there's an X
You're
mark.
right. That's right in the middle of the country, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I keep seeing something going on in the middle of the country.
And you know, for 2024, for this eclipse, Matthew 24 is the second coming of Christ. I have a really divine connection to the number 24 because my birthday is 424. So when I found a Bible in a place I was staying at, just sitting on the microwave next to the stove, it was covered in grease. I flipped it open and landed on Matthew 24. And what was highlighted was the second coming of Christ. And I was like, whoa. Then I started studying earthquakes. That was back in 2019. I started following, like I just had to really pay attention to everything that I would flip open. If a book would fall on the floor, I would need to read the page that was open and see where my eyes landed, and just to really be in tune with what's going on, because there are distractions everywhere. That is what the enemy is here to do. Tell you to look here and look there and keep you distracted so you miss
Hey, the
all the
Stock
signs.
Explorer, how you doing?
I shared this out on my community tab, by the way.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I just haven't been on YouTube much lately, so nobody to.
I am really bad at promoting this channel. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm not good at it.
You're good.
Uh,
Doing fantastic. Do you even
yeah,
have your
thanks.
tab open?
I don't even know what it is. I don't know where it is.
That last didn't even share. Can somebody tell me if that link works, please? Because
The
sometimes these links are way too long and won't share. Okay.
You know what? Half the time, whenever I try to do something, it doesn't work anyway. So who knows why? I am frustrated kind of with it, but I'm doing my job. Like I
Hello,
said,
Stock Explorer.
I'm doing my job, folks.
Yeah, I'm
Out
sorry.
here
I'm
doing my job.
keep up with it too. For some reason, it adds 75,000 more characters after this, and then it says I can't do it. So here, hold on, I could check to see if it works.
What the heck is it? The dark web or something?
So there,
Jeez, that's
for some
crazy.
reason, when I hit copy and paste it, I don't know what's going. I don't know what it.
Jeez Louise.
And then it tells me, oh, you can only have so many characters here, and I say, all right, whatever. All right, fine.
How many characters? Well, well, thing is, we're characters. Everybody on my channel are pretty much characters. We have a lot of characters here, too.
Yes, we do. You know, eclipse energy lasts 6 months. So when they double up like that, and we have two eclipses in a row, that's only intensifying everything.
Well, we generally do, and if you'll notice, we do have two eclipses. We have when we have an eclipse sun, we have an eclipse moon. We have that is the normal pattern, and I forget why that is, but it is normal to have the moon and the sun at the and at this around this time of year, around the hinges of the year. Maybe that was. Yeah, I think it was. I think it's usually around the hinges of the year too, which are considered to be Samhain and the spring is the spring and fall equinox time period, spring and fall. But I can't remember the other holiday. But yeah, we're basically in the time period, the hinges of the year. That's when the big shifts happen. So, and when the impulses of nature, the growing impulses go out, which is why, and why, I mean, figure they're getting their spring and we're getting our fall. So if you're in a area that's warm enough, you can take it granted advantage of the second sowing season agriculturally. So, you can get 2 seasons, which is why our more southern states can get 2 harvests, in some places. They can plant some things in autumn and grow them all year, but the impulses are in the spring and the fall. So that's the way this planet works. Then there's that dualism.
Yes.
So one of the eclipses, I think, is in the spring. Yeah.
Yes, Mary. Yep.
Yep. We were
April.
talking about that. Yep.
You
Mary.
got it, Mary. Yep. It's gonna make an X. If you look at those links I just shared, because I very, 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 very vividly remember exactly where I was and what I was doing during this 2017 total solar eclipse. As a matter of fact, I was really in tune with the synchronicities happening because I was in the car with my ex, and I was mad at him, so I had my headphones in and I was listening to Pandora, and it was playing Kesha praying in my headphones at the same time, and I'm looking out the window, and he cranked the radio up in the car on the way to go see the eclipse that day. And on at the same exact time, he cranked it up, and the bass was shaking the car. And I just turned and looked to at him real slow because he did it to get my attention, and I was angry, and I like took one of my headphones out to see what it was, and the same song was playing on the radio at the same time, and it was nearly at the same part that it was playing in my on Pandora.
Ah, ah,
I
ah.
couldn't even believe it. Yes, absolutely. Carbondale, Mary. Cairo is my
Carbondale, the name means Little Egypt.
Cairo is the capital of Egypt. It's also Cairo, Illinois, Mary. Cairo. I've been there. Yes, Southern Illinois. Carbondale.
I've heard about Carbondale. I think we had some
You go
relatives
look
in
at
Carbondale a
yeah,
while back.
Cairo. Let me see Google Maps real quick. Let me go keep it out. Way to be on it, Mary.
Sports park named Giant Stadium. Be funny if the Giants really started coming out, huh?
Yeah, my
Yeah.
good.
But it'd start all coming out about the Giants, that they're real. Boy, we got some really wild times because I mean stuff is gonna be coming out. It's not gonna be as back in the background as it used to be. It's coming forward.
You got
So
it's that is exactly what it. Yeah, and you know what's really crazy? That is even what Raw Star said. Everything's going to be coming to the light. Even for she's in England, so she's talking about the UK, and she said eruptions, and I said there's a volcano that is about to go off. Dutch Sense was talking about it in Italy. The volcanologists are kind of actually worried because there's been earthquake swarms by Naples, which is Camp Flaggre, and then Mount Vesuvius. And somebody even said in his chat back in 2019, keep an eye on Mount Vesuvius. So in the back of my head, I've been actually keeping an eye on Mount Vesuvius, and that's Naples, Italy. And so I've been keeping an eye on a lot of this stuff, as a matter of fact. Let me go look at this Illinois map. Because you know we don't keep road maps around anymore. God forbid all of our devices ever go out because we wouldn't know how to get nowhere. Nobody has a real map anymore.
I know. I used to have a whole bunch of maps because I traveled a lot.
We'd be up shit creek without a
Yeah,
paddle.
we'd be toast.
Yeah, we would. You know, kids these days don't even know how to do none of that. Carbondale. Let me see where Cairo is. Carbondale's right. Yep, just straight north of Cairo. Ophiuchus is actually the Nile in the sky. Ophiuchus is the galactic center of the Milky Way. If you even look at well, I don't think I have that app on.
Wow. And
The
that is
galactic,
my birth sign in 13 sign astrology. That's my birth sign.
absolutely.
No wonder. I know there's some kind of Egyptian. I don't know why I'm yawning. I do this a lot on the shows, and I don't do it if I'm not on the show. I don't know why that is. But Cairo, hmm, I have some kind of link with Egypt that I'm not. By blood, I don't think there's anything that I know of, but somehow I have some kind of link with Kemet,
This
land
is
of Kim.
this is the Kemetic history of Africa.
Oh, Mary Wins was saying the Burroughs Caves in Illinois was discovered with 2 adults, a male and female, and 2 children laid to rest. The catacombs were filled with all kinds of gold, and the Smithsonian refused to recognize the Kemetic history of Africa.
That's
Oh,
right.
wait a minute. Refused to recognize that. Okay, it was skipping on me. Yeah, well, the Smithsonian probably went in and stole it all.
Mary, do you know I went down to the caves in southern Illinois? I'm not even kidding. It was called A Rave in a Cave with Toymaker Music Promotions. I was down there first, stayed the night in a tent. There were actually 13 different DJs playing in different locations down in those. It was in Carbondale, as a matter of fact. A Rave in a Cave. I could even
Okay,
probably get the link to the pictures from my friend because he's the DJ. He's the he's not the DJ. He's the music promoter. He's the one who gets all the DJs together and hosts the raves. He still does this.
Mm. For some reason, I had to take my malachite bracelet off.
Hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, I believe they were just anybody who finds things like that, and especially if the Smithsonian's got their nose in it, well, you never find out anything. I don't know why people bother to tell. Who died made them arbiters of all of our history. The people who are in charge of our history, they don't tell us squat. They just keep everything and hide it from us.
Wow. Yeah.
They had, yeah, and the men who discovered it had millions in Swiss bank accounts, of course. Gee, I wonder what happened there. Because, profit over people, it doesn't matter that they're completely obscuring our history and keeping it from us. That's not important. It's really more important to die filthy rich. Some say the poles shifted and perhaps they thought the USA would.
I've even seen people say Utah is the Judah.
Well, that's
Utah,
Utah.
like you
Yeah,
Judah, because the J is silent. It would sound like the J wasn't invented until the 1600s.
right. That's why
So the
Jesus
day
couldn't
was
have been Jesus, couldn't have been his name.
You're
Yes,
right.
his name.
Joshua. His
Yeah.
name was not Jesus. Actually, I just seen a man come into my store today, and he had a beautiful Ankh um
Onk,
necklace. Yeah, the Ankh. And he was like,
onk,
"Oh,
onk.
what an Ankh is?" And I said, "I love your necklace." And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, the original cross was rounded at the top, and the eternal
Mhm.
life did not mean hanging people from a cross. There was no need for human sacrifice to be forgiven.
Yeah, human sacrifice, that whole thing. Yeah, when people find out the truth about that, they're going to be livid too. That whole thing is about human sacrifice, which is just exactly what they get on everybody else's, every other religion's case for. If oh, and they say whether or not they're actually doing it. Oh, human sacrifice. Well, what the heck was that? You know. And
Yeah,
the only creatures that are really appeased by blood sacrifice are not the good ones. They're not the good guys. The good guys are not the ones that want blood sacrifice. That's usually the demons.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. There's
So
no
that's
reason
something.
any of that. Like, okay, one of the things that Raw Star has really told me, and I've listened so closely to her for 2 years or for quite a while now, and she says even in the time, hello, Project Skyfalls and Chloe, in the time of
Hey, Chloe.
Abraham, Moses,
Sky Falls.
go back to the Old Testament. Moses had a ram right in the burning bush. That was the age of Aries when they used to sacrifice animals and things. That wasn't even necessary. If you the Bible translated properly as a map of the sky, proper 13 sign astrology, not 12. This is why so many people are really confused about what is going on, because the the hold on, let me go look at this.
Oh, you were on a show with Robert V. Oh, cool.
The constellations are not an even
I don't know who that is, but that's
Milky
cool.
Way soul tribe. Robert's Milky Way.
Milky Way Soul Tribe.
Yes,
Okay. So,
that's awesome, Chloe.
oh, cool. That's pretty cool. Um, I'm, well, just shoot us the link, let us know the link and we'll go look at that. And you have you can text me now, can't you, Chloe? Don't you have my number or something?
Dang it, I can't even go. It's giving me ads right now. I'm trying to see where the galactic center is. Like, if you look right here now, even here, hold on. I'm gonna have to take a screenshot because it won't let me. The moon is currently in Pisces. In tropical, they're saying it's in Aries. It is not in Aries. And Ophiuchus's leg is right directly at the galactic center of the Milky Way. And that is why I shared that Kemetic history of Africa, because the ancient pharaohs in Egypt said, do not change the astrology. Like, this is very important because all the wise men of the ancients used to go by the stars. They,
Of course.
they used that as a map.
It was dreadfully important to everybody back then.
Absolutely. And there are 13 constellations 13 and all of the constellations are a different size. Aries is not the same size as Leo. Scorpio is teeny tiny compared to Virgo. Virgo runs from September the 15th. The sun goes into Virgo, and it's in Virgo until October 30th. That is a month and a half. The sign of Virgo is the largest. That's where we are right now. And if you look at this here, the moon is currently right there in Pisces. You could see the two fish. Then
It's
there's
funny because my Aries was my mother and Pisces was my dad in
well,
12th sign astrology.
yeah. So your dad would be bumped back, and your mom would be your mom would go back to Pisces. Your dad would go into Aquarius probably. He might still be a Pisces, depending on the date. But that's Ophiuchus's leg. You see the galactic center where it
Yep,
looks cloudy right there? That's literally the galactic center of the Milky Way. And that's
that's
Ophiuchus's,
Ophiuchus.
yes, Ophiuchus's leg stands
That's
right
me.
in, yes.
Hi.
And the crown on the snake of Ophiuchus is called Corona Borealis. You can look on Star Walk.
Corona Borealis.
So it's just your crown,
The
hon.
crown. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, isn't that interesting? Huh.
Okay, let me get Raw Stars link again here. I've already got that.
Wow.
Uh,
I'm kind of floating away right now. I don't know what it is, but I've got that vibe again.
well, if you need to go, you let me know.
No, it's not that I have to go or anything. It's more like I think something's going on in the etheric and I'm not sure what
You,
it is.
you're probably feeling it.
I'm probably feeling something. You know
You,
what? I wanted to say some of you heard me talk about um how I woke up from a dream and I felt kind of uneasy and I felt like and it was around the equinox. And I said, that's odd because I feel like, and I talked to Jim and I about it, and, and we kind of helped me remember what I was dreaming about. It was about Putin talking to a group of people, other countries and stuff, and it had something to do with some kind of insult by us, something he had to answer. And do you know that Jim and I found out that he ended up he ended up pulling up one of his nuclear submarines, right close to one of our aircraft carriers over by, was it Cape Canaveral or something? I'm like, what the heck? Near one of our military bases, near one of our bases, and just didn't like do anything aggressive or anything, just showed up there.
hmm.
Just like to say, hey, we're here just in case, something happens. And they stayed out of the zone, to where they would be trespassing. But yeah, so it actually happened. That was actually, and apparently he felt he had to do that because of some kind of shenanigans we were doing. But that dream came completely true. So don't worry. If there's more dreams, you guys are going to hear about them. Okay. Now, the thing I wanted to say is, and this is so fucus of me probably, I had another dream about a white cat, and I was I was like a kid. I was running around like a kid. Cowboy was in the dream, and I petted him. My dad was calling me, but my dad wasn't my father. It was some guy with a beard and a mustache, and he looked kind of redneck, had a ball cap on. Come on, get in the car. And on my way, cowboy, I'm saying, hey, cowboy, be good, you know. And I ran into another white cat, and I went to pet the cat, the white cat, and it grabbed onto me and it wouldn't let go. And I was trying to get it off of me because I had to leave. And I ended up getting into the back seat with this cat hanging on me and trying to push the cat off me. Come on, dear, I gotta go. Well, then the cat finally, the white cat, then it died in my arms. It just like it was dead. I'm like, what the heck? And the guy that was driving, getting ready to drive the car, that was hurrying me into the car, said, was it acting funny or anything? You know, like, and I said, no, it wasn't acting funny. It was just hanging on to me. Well, I got upset with that when I found out that the white cat was luck and prosperity and all kinds of good things. So I went back into my dream and I replayed it. The cat is now alive. Okay. Cat's alive and it's sitting in the seat beside me. I'm in the fucking driver's seat because I pulled that guy out by the scruff of his neck. Because guess what? I'm God. I'm in charge of my life. When somebody is driving you in your car represents your path in life, your vehicle. And it's like, no, nobody else is driving. Nobody with no father figure, no nothing like that. I am in charge of my life. I pulled him out of there, put myself in the front seat with the cat, and we're very happy there now. And I got myself a kitty cat driving with me. But that's almost how you have to be in some of these dreams. It's like, am I going to let this guy run roughshod over my free will and kill my prosperity and good luck? It's like, F that. Whoever this authority figure is, and we think it might have been maybe some kind of outside interference. Well, whoever that is, that's gone. And you know what? You can fully do that because the point of power is now. Things are not linear. I have already crossed into the fifth dimension. I remember doing that, or whatever they want to call it, fifth density, fifth dimension, new place, new earth. Back in 2012, we made a choice. We were in a group. We made the crossing. When we got there, it was really, really bright white light, and people were saying, it's okay, your eyes will adjust soon, you know. But, and we all remembered, we all crossed together. We all remembered that happening. Okay, so that was a group ceremony that we did. So I'm already there. Remember, things are not linear at all.
No, they're not.
Life is not linear. You think life is linear. Everything you do in the now is really changing the past and the future. So when they say you can't change the past, that's complete bullshit. You can completely change things. And when we get good enough at it, we could change every dang thing. Okay? But I was determined that I was going to change that in the etheric. That felt like an attack. Somebody trying to muscle in on me. It's like, no, I don't have an authority figure like that. I belong to myself. So if that kind of dream happens to you, remember that you don't have to take it. You don't have to have it be like when I had the dream about Putin having to do something. I also put some intentions behind it that nothing harmful would happen. Now, it didn't look like it was going to, but I just made sure that nothing harmful would happen. I just sent that intention out, both of us did. So I think we got our wish with that, that yes, that something happened, but really nothing happened. Something happened that wasn't really, that was really nothing. So that came to nothing anyway. It was just, I think it was just a warning. It was just like, hey, mind your P's and Q's, or we can come right up on you and take the war to your shores. Don't forget that. So, but it didn't erupt into anything. So thank you, uh, everybody who helped us with that intention. But you can do that in your own dreams. You can replay them. Does anybody else do that?
Does anybody do what? Replay your dreams?
Yeah, replay your dreams and change them.
Well, I mean, my dreams are coming back more vividly than they have been ever since a long time, because I was over smoking cannabis after Kayla transitioned to the spirit world. I literally quit smoking so my dreams would come back, because they were so spotty. They were not vivid. I've always had, like, in my younger years, my dreams were so vivid. So I can't say I've been replaying them, but like, I would wake up, they were so vivid. And the same, I remember all these dreams where I was going like, and it would be the same thing. There's got to be some message in it. I actually should ask Spirit to help me recall it so I can see what it was about. And I would be going through this house that had a gazillion stories to it, and it was almost like I don't want to say a haunted house, but it was a house that was old, like a Victorian home, that had all these different levels, and it was like
Mhm.
all this different stuff. It's almost like I was on a treasure hunt or something. I remember having those vividly when I was young, so vividly. And it wasn't even just having that same dream once. It was repeated. So there's got to be some message in it. I actually asked my daughter Kayla if I needed to stop smoking weed, and she said yeah. She
So
promised.
you need to go and look at some of these dreams. Yeah. So you never changed any. Chloe said she never changed any of her dreams. I learned that a while back, because all I had was sucky dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I'd go back and change them. For a while, I just had dreams that just sucked.
I don't
And I
really
didn't
like
like it,
that.
and I would go back and change them.
That's good. Real good.
So, that seem to be changing my life too.
Rewriting the script.
Yes, that's right. I'm rewriting it.
Yeah, it's been rewritten. It might have been written, but we're rewriting it.
My God, though, you know what? The funny thing is like I said, I was listening to the hearings. I could not believe how many times, even though they have brought proof of the dirty stuff, and they have got the goods, so much very incriminating looking stuff on old Grandpa Sniffer. I cannot believe that people are still trying to say, and he's still trying to say, there's absolutely no proof of any wrong. They just keep repeating the lies over and over and over. Even after you've showed everybody that they're lying, they just keep lying. It's like, are they freaking, is it like some kind of pre-recorded message on a little robot or something, and you pull the one of those dolls where you pull the string and they just say, well, there's absolutely no proof, there's absolutely no proof. What the heck? I mean, what do you think is going on there? Or are they just absolutely so terrified that things are going to change and not in their favor, that they just cannot accept. They cannot accept the truth. That they cannot handle the truth.
Lots of people can't handle the truth. They run from it. Chloe can't remember having dreams. Yeah.
Oh,
You know, Chloe, here's the thing. I would like to talk about that for a second if we can. Because you were having vivid dreams. Very interesting. Very interesting. I've actually
I don't hardly have dreams, so when they do show up and I do remember them, I know they're probably important.
I just had a real vivid one last night, and I'm still trying to. I think writing it down, we forget our dreams so quickly because we get up and we pick up our phones and we start going about our day so quickly. A lot of dream analyzers say to sleep with a dream journal right next to your bed, and turn your phone off, get your phone out of your line of vision and not within hand's reach. As soon as you wake up, and write about it, journal about what you just had in the astral, because I really feel like we're astral traveling in our dreams.
Oh, I'm sure I am.
Yeah, so you're not even just dreaming, you're in another world. Your spirit is leaving your body.
Oh, yeah, I know I'm in another world, and I know I'm doing a lot of things in that other world.
Yeah,
Sometimes I'm really tired when I wake up.
yeah, yeah. You're busy in the body and busy outside of the body. And then you go back to the body
That's what that reading was
tired.
about. I couldn't believe that reading. She's so confused. She's doing the reading. She's so confused. Well, it looks like you're sleeping a lot, but you're very, very active. Wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It's like, but you're all over the universe doing all kinds of, what in the heck are you doing? Wait, are you doing this while you're sleeping? It's like, yes. That was so weird. I mean, for those of you who weren't here when I mentioned that, that was so weird. That was such a weird reading. She was so confused. Like, what does that mean? You know? And then she finally figured it out, and it's like, oh, wow, you're one of those galactic travelers. You're just all over the place while you're asleep. Yes, that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Holy cow. And when I say, if I'm talking to you on the phone and I say I'm being called away, well, I'm being called away to go do something. And I've learned that it's like uncontrollable. I have to say, "Oop, I'm going."
Exactly. Like, oh, okay. And when spirit even calls you to do something, if you've got something to do for spirit, you will be called to do it, and it won't matter what anybody else says to you. They might all
Mhm.
think you're crazy. Even when I went down to, when I went down to Florida and rescued my ex, he was on the streets. They were actually drugging him. And he was asking too many questions about what was going on in Florida at the Panhandle, Panama City, and it was actually related to trafficking. And I went down there and rescued him, and literally and manifested land in Nevada from Florida. I found a piece of property for $50,000 already irrigated in Nevada, and I just sent out to the universe, if this land is meant to be, please let this property in Florida sell that he inherited from his dad. And it happened like boom, sold, boom. We were driving to the land that fast. And you were talking about military bases and stuff earlier. Guess what? I was right about Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City Beach, Florida. Guess what came along as soon as we got to Nevada? Right after we got to Nevada, Hurricane Michael came and took out Tyndall Air Force Base in Panama City Beach, Florida. After we
Wow.
after we got to Nevada. So Spirit
Wow.
prompted me to go down there and leave everything, just up and leave. I had all of my belongings in an apartment. And he showed
Oh
up.
yeah, if you're getting told something like that, then get the hell out, man.
And yep, and I was in Illinois. He showed up from Florida in Illinois. And I just packed a couple bags, hopped in the car. And spirit, here's the thing about spirit. If you up and leave everything because you're being guided by spirit, spirit will replace everything better. Anything that is lost or left behind gets upgraded and replaced better. It's all an act of faith. And are you going to listen to spirit when spirit talks to you?
Project Skyfall says, "How do you know what you need to do?" Well, in my case, when I'm going off on these adventures, I don't remember them most of the time. Sometimes I do. Just often enough to be able to know that I have seen them relate to news stories, and I was there at the juncture when that news story happened. I've had that happen just to prove to me, and I think that was just to prove to me that I was really there. And how do I know? It's like you just know. I
Yeah.
guess
And I
you just
think
know.
the thing is, it's not something you study. It comes to you as you need it. You're going to know it.
Yeah,
If you listen to your intuition, you're going to say, okay, I got to go to Florida. Like my mom would say, no, you ain't
yeah.
going to
Just
Florida.
don't
No,
sweat how
right,
it's gonna
right.
happen,
And,
okay?
yep.
Because
See,
that'll just
what
mess you
our
up.
That's what our logical, analytical mind tries to overpower the intuition. We try to make sense of everything. We need to know the answers. That's the masculine working, my friends. Then
Yeah.
your intuition comes to you out of nowhere. It's a boom, aha, revelation, an epiphany.
Mhm.
And so when you're in the shower with no freaking phones and not everybody trying to tell you what is or isn't, that is your intuition, and your spirit guides are going to guide you to what you need to know. It's not what everyone needs to know, because everyone's on a different mission. Everyone's got a different background. Everyone's getting different signs, and we do not have to show them to everybody. What's meant for us, spirit is delivering to you. It's for you. It's for you to go on your mission. I'm actually going to listen to you talk, D, for a second. I gotta run downstairs and get a drink.
Okie dokie.
I'm gonna keep you playing so I can hear you.
Yeah, basically, how that works, how I know, hmm, how do I know what to do? You know, and I've asked myself that. I have had times when honestly, I have been called to do something and I've done it live on the show and I have never done it before. And it was just like, oh, just do it. Like, well, how do you do it? Well, just do it. It's like, what? Okay, I'm going to start to do this thing that I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And lo and behold, I end up being able to do it. I don't know how. It's the craziest thing. I'm activating my foot massager thing I got off Temu. It was really, really cheap. It's one of those little electric foot massagers. So I'm going to play with it and see what it's like while I'm sitting here, and that's to keep me kind of grounded because I just feel like I'm going to fly away if I'm not careful. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Uh-huh. Oh, that's interesting. Like little pulses. Yep, I'm in the white hat. I'm the white hat. I'm a white hat shaman. Yep, that's the thing is we're the white hat shamans. We've decided we can wear the white hat badge. We don't have to be white hat hackers. We can be white hat shaman. We're matrix hackers. You know, we're not hacking the mainframe. We're not hacking your computer. We're hacking the matrix for the good. So we're the white hats. We're the white hat shaman. Yep. You want to be one? You're a white hat shaman, then you're at your advocating for the good side, for the good guys, for the betterment of humanity and the rest of the universe too, I'm sure. So yeah, it's so my life I know is there would be a lot of people that would not be able to deal with my life the way my life is. It would be too weird. It would be too there's a lot of trust involved. And over the years, I've built up that trust. We've had to build up that trust because at first I didn't trust nothing, not one thing. But, and I didn't trust myself. But over the years, I've learned to trust my guides, trust myself, and everybody who's trying to tell me. I've had people trying to tell me that they were really demons in the sky, there's something evil, or blah, 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 blah. No, you know, they're always doing good things. They're giving me good advice. That's bullshit. You know, it's like they're fractals of me. They're part of me. They're part of my soul. Why would they do that? You know, they give me good advice. They help me do things to help people and myself. So bullshit. It's like just go on with your weirdness. It's just sad that people are constantly living in a state of fear. Fear of themselves, fear of your divine self, fear of your other selves that are trying to help you. Because, you know, if you raise your vibration and that's what you're calling on, that's what you're going to get. You're not going to get if you're being plagued by lower entities, lower astral entities, get the fuck out the lower astral. Raise your vibration so you're out of their hands. Okay, so that you're out of their grip, out of their reach. You can do that if you raise your vibration enough. Because what they'll do is they'll try to make you sad, sick, and weak. If you don't allow that and you somehow manage to find a way to be happy and raise your vibe to love and happiness somehow, joy, they hate that. And gradually you can get yourself out of their grip. But we're not going to have to do that forever because from what I hear, the Orion Wars are over. And what we're dealing with now is just the lower echelon crappers who are pre-programmed to do this crazy stuff, which is why it looks so crazy. They're desperate and they don't know really what they're doing. The brains of the operation. I told you a long time ago, years ago, brains of the operation are gone. As far as the dark hats, the brains are gone. It's just, and maybe that's the zombie effect. We're just seeing this zombie like after effect where these people are just acting like a zombie without a brain, which is why it's so bizarre, why they're acting so bizarre. So at least that's the way it's looking to me. And I never thought of that before. I never thought of that. Doggone. Yeah, it is like we're seeing the zombie version of the old regime
Yeah.
because their brain's gone. The brain's gone. All that's left is just like a husk, just trying to keep itself alive.
What if all the masks are going to fall off?
Oh, that's happening. That's starting to happen, I think.
So they already, I was watching one of the preppers say that one of the colleges are already enforcing the mask law again. I can't remember which college it was, though.
Hmm.
Off the top
Which,
of my head, I told my dad to let me know because he works at the University of Illinois. I said, "Have you heard anything about the mask law coming back or anything like that?" He said, "No."
well, I don't think most people are going to put up with that.
I'm
I
not going
think
to go for it.
most of us are not going to put up with that.
I was a real rebel the whole time.
Mhm. I was too. I did all kinds of things besides wear a mask. I wore a gaiter most of the time. If they wouldn't like here, they wouldn't let me on a bus if I didn't wear something over my face. So I
Yeah,
wore a gaiter. I wouldn't wear a mask.
yeah. You were
So
talking about our fear. Fear is almost like the biggest parasite that's infected the minds of everybody.
that is the main parasite. Yeah, that
I know it is.
the
And
weapon of the main parasite is
that's
fear.
the enemy that how
Hmm. Fear,
paralyzed
despair, sadness,
from making a move. Yeah, depression is the biggest parasite too,
depression.
like a boa constrictor. You know, I was actually doing a study on the different entities that was it was biblical, and it was talking about the different mental illnesses that were entities that possess people that take over in depression is one of them. Different mental illnesses that show up as what the Bible called demons. I've heard a lot of people call about demons and possessions. And these are mental illnesses, is what it is. Mental illness and depression is one of the things on it's called unipolar and not bipolar. Unipolar is depression, low energy. But when you were just talking about fear, one of the running candidates for next year is Marianne Williamson. Do you know her? She's a spiritual advisor.
Yeah.
Okay, she wrote this poem called Our Deepest Fear. A return to love. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear in is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. How about you are God, right? Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightening about shrinking so other people won't feel unsure around you. We are born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. As we let our own light shine, we consciously give the other people permission to do the same. We are liberated from our own fear. Our presence automatically liberates others. And when I saw she was running for president, because I have been so inspired by a lot of her writings, her poems, I do believe, has even written books, right? I was like, Marianne Williamson is running for president. I couldn't even believe it. And I
Honestly, that is real different.
Democratic Party. Let me even look that up real quick. I was like, what? I said, is that the same name
Democratic Party.
that wrote that poem?
Holy cow, that is bizarre. If
Twin
that is the
poems.
truth, then doggone, that's bizarre.
Yeah, she is on the presidential campaign. I'm gonna share that if you don't mind. If
I was just saying we need to intend that we have some people show up that are not dumb and dumber. They give us a choice besides dumb and dumber. And, because a lot of times you go to the polls and you're standing there and you're saying, let me see. And it's kind of like, would you rather be, shot or stabbed? Well, I don't want either one. Well,
There she is.
you know,
I couldn't even believe it. Like, I've seen so much of her work, and now I'm just blown away that she's running for president.
I'm going to have to look that up.
I
I'm
just heard a
definitely going to
lady,
have to look that up.
Democratic Party at that. Statement of
Boy,
Democrat.
that is like the first person. Well, no, the second person, because Robert Kennedy's not a bad guy. I don't think he's a bad guy. But they're not letting him run. Matter of fact, his life is probably in danger, and they're not giving him special Secret Service or anything.
I've listened to a little bit of his stuff.
I mean,
I'm not even into politics, but something's drawn me to him and her. Those two.
yeah, he's not bad. He's not bad. And the thing is even his own party is giving him problems because the Democratic Party has been infiltrated with a bunch of assholes, really, and they're not the party of the people anymore. If they ever were,
I
that's
think
no
there's
lie.
a lot of bad in both of them, to be honest. I think there's good and bad in absolutely everything.
Mhm.
We can't just say it's all the red team's fault or the blue team's fault because
Yeah,
I think
it's not, but
there's
I mean, they're not the party of the people anymore. You
mm-hmm.
cannot say that. They're a bunch of rich poops now,
Yes.
most of them.
Yeah. That's why I have never voted. I actually just registered to vote for the first time in my life. Ever. After I saw
Well,
America.
the thing is it's electoral Congress that votes anyway, that their vote counts and ours doesn't even. That's why if it's a popular election, different from the electoral Congress,
Mm-hmm.
the guess what? It's the electoral Congress, not us. We're just giving them our opinion on it, pretty much.
I think any type of corruption's coming to be exposed because, like, right before it comes election year is when both sides start playing these finger pointing games and they start playing all kinds of distractions. I'll tell
Yep.
you, 2017, I do believe, is the year Donald Trump took office and we had our last eclipse, okay, across America. Donald Trump took office. All hell has been breaking loose in this whole. There was the Floyd, what's his name? George Floyd. It's almost like each political side is going to create big breaking news distractions to get everybody off of their square and keep this is why I don't watch the news. This is why I don't get sidetracked into all of that because that's what they're doing. They want everybody who's saying, "Oh my God, what's going on over here? Oh my God, what's going on over here?" And it's
I think I
another.
look at it different now. I don't look at it with the same eyes as, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, is that? Oh my God, that's a. It's more like, what the hell are they up to now? Look at that.
But it's different when you start observing it. When you see it
It's
without.
more neutral
Yes. Yep.
now, a lot
You-
more neutral about it.
Exactly.
So now it's more like watching the circus.
You're aware of it going on, and you can just like me. I'm keeping an eye on weather things, and as things come up, it's when we remove the emotional attachment and reaction to it. It doesn't
Right.
take a hold on us. Like
Yeah, I'm not
honestly,
afraid. I'm not angry. I'm not nothing except I find it amusing. Like I said, I saw the impeachment inquiry. I found it very amusing. Kind of, I know that a lot of people find it very scary. But you and I, we've been through that, and this is not to be our fate. So let us not talk falsely now. The hour is getting late. Yeah, all along the watchtower. There must be some kind of way out of here, said the Joker to the thief.
Yeah, you got
There's
it.
too much confusion.
Yeah, you
I
got
can't get no relief.
it.
Businessmen, they drink my wine. They come and dig my herb.
You got
But
it.
none will level on the vine. None knows his worth. Hey, you know what? Boo-doo-doo-ba-doo-doo-ba-doo-doo. You and I, we've been through that. And this is not to be our fate.
You got it. You got it. And that's
Mhm.
things I am not even like at this point. I just shared the book, The Five Levels of Attachment, over on my YouTube channel, community tab again, because you had even said you've read the Four Agreements. And the Five Levels of Attachment, I read in 2021, which was the year of five. 2 plus 1 is 5. So the 5 levels of attachment are very, very, very important. And that's by Don Miguel Ruiz's son. He taught his sons, and then his son wrote that book. It's either Miguel Ruiz or Jose Ruiz, his son. Or Miguel Ruiz Jr., I think it is. And the 5 levels of attachment, on the back of the book, it says, do you hold your beliefs or do your beliefs hold you? Because if you hold your beliefs, it's very different because you might not be controlled by your beliefs. Nobody's beliefs and no beliefs of the world, especially if they're in polarities, are going to hold you because you're holding them. You are in control and you are in the power, right? That means nobody's playing you like a puppet on a string. When we know we don't die and that we all come here with a purpose. If I hadn't read the book, Home with God, before my daughter left this world, I would be in a lot worse position. She transitioned when she was supposed to, when her soul contract was up. Everybody leaving this earth is leaving when they signed up to. It's not up to you. It's not up to me. They sign a soul contract. Nobody's getting killed, technically, because they're leaving when they chose to. And when we really, really realize that, then there's no more of this, oh, they're doing this, and we're not victims anymore because we all signed up for this in our soul contract. Everyone's leaving the earth when they are destined to. There's no more victim mentality. Like,
Mhm.
you let that sink in because a lot of
Yeah,
people are
well,
like,
there's
oh,
that's the same way, Lady Spellbreaker, as realizing that you picked your gender, you picked your circumstances, and you even picked your family, your parents when you came in, before
yes.
you came in.
And so it's all to shape us. These are lessons to shape us into warriors. If we were always real passive, maybe we need to learn to stand up. Maybe this is our strengthening. This is what's building us. Absolutely. Nobody's a victim. No, there are. That's the biggest book, biggest message. And I actually read that several times on my channel.
There are
The
things
Home with
that
God.
maybe we get ourselves into that we'd like to get ourselves out of, that once we get here, I know we've been interfered with and stuff, but really we chose the we chose to test ourselves perhaps that way. And if you look at it that way, the thing is if you got to look at it any way at all, let's not look at this in a disempowering way.
Absolutely.
Let's try to look at this in the most empowering way that we possibly can. That's the bottom line. Because nothing means anything until we put a meaning on it. So let us choose then, if we would have a better life. Let us choose to put the meaning on it that we want, the meaning on it that's most advantageous for us, that is going to help us believe in ourselves, believe that things are for the good somehow. And there is a time when I would have sat here and told you bullshit if you tell me that. long time ago because things were very, very hard. But yeah, there was a time when I would have sat there and said, "You're full of bullshit. Life is rough. Um, blah, 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 blah," you know. But now I know because I have pulled myself beyond that and I have had a lot of help. I've had a lot of help and guidance, and there is help and guidance if you're really looking for it.
Absolutely, it is.
So absolutely ask for help. Absolutely ask for help all the
Absolutely.
time.
You know, it's that what I just wrote was about going in circles. It's kind of like my ex used to smoke a lot of crack, okay? And he would smoke so much that he would be outside walking around in his flip flops or his freaking bare feet, and his feet were falling apart because of walking. And I said, "You are walking 10,000 miles and going nowhere. You're going around in the same damn circles right out of your freaking mind, and you come back and you smoke some more and you walk out the door because you're paranoid to be in the house and you're paranoid to sit still and you're walking and you're getting nowhere. Like, how long are you going to do this?" And not only
Might
that,
as well just
you're
get him a big old human-sized
you're
treadmill, huh? Or
paying
get him one of those brat wheels.
you're paying to do that. You're paying $300 to $500 a day to smoke these crack rocks and walk in circles. I was the first and only woman who ever washed his feet and had him soak his feet and got out a pet egg and got all those dead calluses that were hanging off the sides of his feet. And I was just like, my goodness, your poor feet, you know. And his feet to this day are still messed up with neuropathy and things. And he was like, "Nobody has ever been this good to my feet." That must have been something I learned from Mary Magdalene washing feet. And I was just like, that's really where it got to me thinking that we're running around in these circles doing the same thing. And we've got to make a decision to hop off the wheel. We got to make a decision. Are we going to keep going? Like me, I hopped off the YouTube wheel. I'm gone. Y'all don't see me in the chat rooms and stuff anymore because I'm out doing things. I'm actually getting ready to harvest all my hemp plants that have
Do
been out.
you remember when those animals were walking in circles a while back?
Yeah,
When they had
yeah.
all these animals walking around in
Elk,
circles?
elk. We're doing it over on the Yellowstone even. I think because they can feel the earth much better. They don't wear shoes. The animals don't wear shoes. They're not being distracted at all by the media. They are tuned in.
So something was going on, but I think it stopped, didn't it? I haven't heard anything more for a long time now. Whatever, whatever, whatever was going on, they must have got through it because I haven't heard a single thing about the people about that in a long time. So I wonder what was really going on there. Well, this is about 13 sign astrology. So if anybody out there in the audience needs their 13 sign astrology done, you get in touch with Lady Spellbreaker 1313, and she will certainly help you with that because she is promoting it as I am, the 13 sign system, which is how do you say that? 13 sign, not the tropical or
True sidereal astrology. It's called true
the
sidereal.
true sidereal. Yeah.
Yes, and I'll do anybody's chart for them. You just have to send me an email. I'll do your natal chart.
Mhm.
Um, I actually have a book called The Sacred Contracts, Mary, by Carolyn Mace.
Um, do I
I've got
recall? I
her.
have recalled some from time to time. Not all of them.
I actually
Once in a
don't
while, I have a
why
memory.
why people don't heal and how they can is actually talks all about the age of Pisces in the age of Aries, and the sacraments, and these were given to me by the shaman after the ayahuasca retreat. A intuitive chiropractor actually handed me the sacred contracts. It was stolen on the Greyhound bus with my luggage, so I had to repurchase a copy when I got back to Illinois. But the shaman in California, in LA, it was stolen. My luggage, my whole bag of luggage was stolen. And
I
so
had that happen to me before down in New Orleans.
that's awful when that happens. It was a very powerful lesson because this girl told me to keep all these rocks on me when I was in Nevada. She was a rock hounder, and I kept that bag close to me, and my bag of luggage with all my clothes in it got stolen. And then I ended up in Albuquerque during a blizzard, and I said, "Oh, I got all these rocks, but I ain't got no clothes to wear. What's the lesson here, Spirit?" I said, "Oh, you got jokes?" I was out there talking to God, yelling, "You got jokes? Is this real funny? I ain't got no clothes and no coat, but I got all these rocks."
You can build yourself a little fort and hide in there.
It was actually a lesson on faith that the universe was going to provide to me what I needed as I needed it. Because every place I went, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, I met a homeless man who said, "Oh, your luggage with all your clothes got stolen? Hold on." And he ran off to his spot and came back with a bunch of clothes for me. It was a lesson on faith that the universe is going to
Yeah, I
provide
had people giving me clothes down there
what I
too.
need. Yep. All you got to do is keep on going.
There was a suit that I wanted that was tie dye, and I wrapped 30 30 stones in silver for that set, but it covered me entirely so I wouldn't be cold because it does get cold in Holland. You'd be surprised at certain times of the year. So it can be cold down there at night, especially. So, but yeah, I remember those days.
Mm-hmm.
We've been told we have contracts, and you know what? You can even make them in this life, inside of this life, soul contracts. And I have been reminded of some of them that I've done here without even knowing I was doing it. And my argument is if I wasn't really sure what I was doing, then it doesn't really count. But one of the things I came in here to do was break a system that was broken, or that was corrupted. And I am. And by the way, it's a shoe in, it's in the bag now. I have won. And help me celebrate my 66th birthday this year. It's coming up in December.
You're going to be 66 and I'm going to be 44 in April. We're both hitting our
Isn't that interesting?
numbers. And
We're getting our double numbers. Yep.
I've got a full moon. Hold on. Let me see when the full moon is. December. Let me check for you. Full moon is on. New moon's on 12/12 of the Ophiuchus portal. So you'll have the new moon's 3 days after your birthday. Because that's my Marley May's birthday. My dog. My dog, Marley May.
So it's going to be near full moon. Ow!
New. It's a new moon in Ophiuchus.
Oh, new moon in Ophiuchus.
12/12 is the Ophiuchus portal. 11/11 is the Libra portal. There is
Cool.
no Scorpio portal because Scorpio is so small it only transit. There's no, it's from November 23rd to November 30th. November 29th. Because 29th,
Wow.
November to December 17th is Ophiuchus.
Oh, remind me of that. We got to have a party.
All right, we will have a
We
party.
got to have a party for our birthdays.
Party like it's 1999.
That's right. Prince will be there. He'll be in spirit, but he'll be there. He shows up a lot. Do you know that?
I bet he shows up for me through music all the time.
He knew a lot more than people gave him credit. That's why he was so. That's part of the reason why he was so He was so to himself. He was not. You know what? What sign was he?
He's June 7th. I just looked up his birthday. June 7th, 1958. So he would have been Gemini.
He would be a year younger than me.
Hold on a minute. He would be Taurus because the sun moves into Gemini on June 20th. He's a Taurus and 13 sign. But that don't say nothing about his moon sign. Your sun sign does not define everything. Your moon sign is more of your emotions, which I think your emotions come through with music and singing more than. And your rising sign is who you present yourself to the world to be. Your masculine is your sun, like your masculine is who you present your rising sign. That's who you present yourself to be. Your ascendant. Your moon sign is your emotional self. Probably the part of yourself that you only show to people that you feel the safest with. That you allow yourself to cry and be your real, authentic, soft self. Your softest, truest, emotional self. Your motherly self. That's the side most people hide. They do not. Like, I've cried on YouTube before. And I said, I guess I'll be the brave one and cry up on camera for the whole world to see. We'll talk about the power of
Oh,
vulnerability.
I've gotten emotional on. I have, yeah.
That's good. That's good. That's being
Mhm.
real. Because we're taught that crying's a form of weakness.
There's a song that still makes me cry that I wrote it. And it's the one for Harry Houdini. It's the one, believe it's for Harry Houdini and his wife. It's the one I sang a little bit. Can you see me? Do you hear me? I am right here by your side. I still love you. I didn't want to leave you, but it's hard to be denied. Do you believe that love can last forever, even in the afterworld? Then believe I will always love you. You will always be my girl. That was yeah, I've got it. I need to record that one too sometimes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah. Did you know that when you think about me, every single word I hear, when you remember the time we had together, you can be sure I am near. Can you believe in love that lasts forever? Even here in the afterworld, then believe that I'll be right here waiting, and you will always be my girl. Yeah, see, I'm tearing up already. That one always makes me cry.
That's beautiful.
There's more to it, but I think I better stop there before I start crying. But it really touched me when I wrote it, and it was something that I've tried to perform without bursting into tears, and sometimes I can get through it without bursting into tears. It's a very deep one. So, yeah, so you know what? But I'm like that on the show. I'll let people see my feelings on this show. I'll try to not get myself censored.
Yeah.
Sometimes my feelings could get me censored if I'm not careful.
Yes, it will. I have a feeling Rockstar's gonna do a special video about Pluto, by the way. Because she did, let me even go look this up. Because she did a Pluto and Capricorn talk with the Magi.
Emotional eruptions.
That's full moon for today. That's her latest update. But she did a video.
Supernatural. Mary is saying. Going to be supernatural. You betcha, Mary.
Kim and the Magi discuss Pluto's upcoming transit in Capricorn because Pluto is the slowest moving outer planet. And so I've actually listened to this on more than one occasion because I really value Kim's. Kim is Raw Star 13. And we have two Friday the 13th this year because I met with her on January the 13th, which was Friday the 13th earlier this year. I had a Zoom meeting with her and she read my astrology chart for me. And she didn't even know that I was already using her 13 sign and 13 house wheel. She was like, wait a minute. She said, you already use Astro App 13? Because she said, are you familiar with the 13 sign and 13 house wheel? And I said, yeah, I use Astro App. I pay for it. And she was like, oh, so you use? She said, which one do you use? Because that's my wheel. And I had no idea that was her wheel on there. And she told me that I needed to stop listening to a lot of things and really follow my intuition. If my intuition led me there on Astro App and I was already doing those charts and sharing them on my community tab and teaching people how to do it, that I needed to step away from all of that and really listen to my intuition.
Oh my goodness. I'm kind of getting some kind of messages. Prince is here. Yep, he's here.
What's he got to say? Purple lights and purple rain. And we got the purple all over the screen too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he's here. And he's dancing. Okay. So I'm kind of half dancing with him, and I'm bilocating. We're dancing while the show is going on. So if I'm just slightly distracted, but I can multitask. Okay. Oh, your Rose birthday is October 13th. And it's going to be a Friday this year. Oh, you get to tease him. Hey, Mary. Boy, isn't it weird how everything just congeals like that? How all your numbers at one point, you're thinking, oh, all these random numbers. And then somehow they all just congeal into something with meaning. It's so weird. That's kind of amazing if you think about it. Wow.
Yeah, it is. You know that, let me see what time that is, because I always do write down the time. The time is at 12:55 Central Standard Time for the new moon in Virgo eclipse, annular solar eclipse, ring of fire. As a matter of fact, let me see what time that is.
Okay. And now 3D reality is looking kind of weird to me.
I bet it is.
It is looking kind of strange. And I have not taken any kind of thing. Nothing hallucinogen, no hallucinogen at all.
No mind altering substance.
Nothing like that. Well, this is interesting. Yeah, this happens to me sometimes where the room is getting like suddenly very deep and everything's getting like more 3D than it was. I mean, more dimensional. Everything was kind of a little soft focus, and now it's getting much sharper focus. What the heck is going on? Yeah, something's up. Something's going on with me. I don't know what it is.
Do you need to go?
Do I need to go? Yeah, pretty soon.
All right.
We've been on for like over 2 hours.
Yeah.
And I feel like, yeah, I'm feeling like I need to call it pretty soon. Um, Something's going on and I need to take care of it.
Yes.
Yep,
That's super important.
something's definitely going on. Okay, I love you guys. And thank you for coming to my Friday show.
Thank you
And
so
thanks
much
to
for having me.
Lady Spellbreaker 1313, Heather Dawn,
Thank you all.
Heather Dawn.
Peace and love and light be with you all. Peace be with you.
And thank you, all of you out there and who will see this and who are here and who aren't here. And I love you. Remember, you are divine. The truth is where you find it, and I hope you're always finding some here. And don't forget to tell people that you love them because a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are taking off. That's just the truth. But remember, if they're leaving, there's a reason. So, yep, we already discussed that earlier. So don't feel bad. It's going to be a hole maybe in your life, but don't feel bad about it because there's a reason why. Okay. And that's it. I will be seeing you over the weekend, probably on Sunday. And then Monday will probably be the card. It was Sunday or Monday will probably be cards. You guys, love you. And Heather, we'll talk again later because I need
Okay.
to talk to you about some things. Yep,
Okay.
take good care of you. Exactly. Listen to your guidance.
Take care of you. You
Yep,
know what you need, and you're the best one to be there for yourself. Above all,
right.
if you can't count on yourself, you got a problem.
You're right. And Mary Wynn says, love one, and you bet it did because the Orion Wars I hear are over and love one. Okay.
Yeah.
Love one, bad guys zero. Night night.
Check you guys later.